This is Johnny Bunting Jr. As you can tell from the way my voice sounds, I'm not in the best as health wise, but I've been wanting to say some words for days now, and it's been eating at me. So now I'm going to get some of my words out, and I'm going to start off with a situation, a conversation. What was it? Friday? No, it wasn't Friday. It was Saturday or Sunday? No, it was Sunday because the football game was on. On Sunday, I'm sitting in my living room, relaxing. It's like I've been sick for pretty much the whole week, but today was the first day that I actually just said, no, Sunday. I did something on Sunday. Today's the first day I just said I'm not going nowhere. Any rate, I'm in my living room relaxing. I get a video phone call from a guy that was locked up with me. Against my better judgment, I answered the call. Now, anyone who listens to me now or later, I want you to listen to everything I say clearly and you make your own judgment as to what you would have done. Since this is a video call, you can see the person. I was in my living room and the lights was off. The TV was on, but it was bad view for me as far as him seeing me. But I could see him clearly. Now, I don't know what's his drink of choice, but he clearly had a lot of it because he was smashed or whatever you want to call it, the inebriated, drunk, pissy, whatever. So saying what's up, Happy New Year, because it's first time calling me this year. So I said, Happy New Year. So what's going on? Yo, I'm hurting, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. Now, we're going to back up a little bit. He, this is, what was it, January 19th, or something like that. Any rate, the weekend that just passed. He had called me before Christmas and had said, "Yo, I'm hurting. Yo, you got anything for me, man? Christmas is coming. I need to be able to get stuff for my peoples and so on and so forth. Blah blah blah. I need some money. Blah blah blah." It's like, yo, I don't got no work available or anything. He's like, "Yo, I need some money. Can you lend me some money? Give me some money." I was like, "Well, listen, it's the holidays for you. It's the holidays for us too. Like it ain't just the holidays for your family. Like other stuff is going on with my peoples too." He's like, "Yo, yeah, father died this year." Now his father died like probably like January, February of last year. So, because I seen the post on Facebook and gave him my condolences. So it's not like I wrote it down in my calendar, but I knew it happened because I commented on it happened. And I knew it happened a decent amount of time ago. And although I can sympathize with you, my father died in October. So that's why I said my father just died in October. So what that got to do with anything? Like, so getting back to the present day, I didn't give him nothing Christmas time. Why would I? I got my own stuff to take care of. Bills don't stop, no matter what month it is. And then when you have Christmas time come, then you have other expenses that you have to go through. Guess what, America? Christmas time is always the same time. So if you want to get yourself prepared for it, you want to buy some stuff for your peoples, you could start early or you could start stacking. Whatever you're doing, get yourself prepared. Don't wait till 7 days before Christmas and think, yo, you're going to call me and I'm going to lend you some money, so on and so forth. Now, back to the conversation. I'm like, yo, you drunk? No, I ain't drunk. So I said, you sure look it. No, I'm not. But, I'm just trying to get myself together. I'm just sitting here watching the game. I said, all right. Ask him how much. This is what I learned. When somebody asks me for money, if I have no intention on giving them anything, there's no reason to ask how much. I need some money. How much? That means you got a shot of getting it. You have no shot of getting no money from me. So there's no reason for me to ask you how much. It's not going to change my decision. But I had to ask a couple of other questions, qualifying questions, to see if he was um, eligible for me to ask how much. So a qualifying question is, yo, what are you doing for work now? Nothing. If you're doing nothing for work, guess how much your income is? Nothing. And then guess how much you'd be able to pay me back? Nothing. And guess how much you're going to get from me? Nothing. So I'm like, yo, let me get this straight. And I wanted to tell it to him in a way that it wouldn't be offensive, but he could see how I'm actually looking at it. And if you could look at it from my eyes, then you could understand why you're not getting it. So I said, all right, let me get this straight. I'm supposed to do all the grinding that I do to make money, to get it, and then give it to you. I said, does that make sense? He got quiet. Because anybody with sense would, even if you're talking about yourself, if you take it for a second and just think, be like, okay, this person has no income. If you have income, that's a different story. If you had income and you're getting a check or a debit or something every week, every other week, once a month, if you got some type of income that's coming regularly, then you can say, well, I need money until this date. If you have nothing coming in, then so I'm giving you money until when? Until you hit the lottery? Like, when am I supposed to get it back? Now, let's keep this abundantly clear. We was locked up together. We were in a facility called 5 Points. It's a facility in upstate New York that is double celled. I don't know him from the street, but somebody that I do know from when we was kids knew him. So it's like, I know you as kids and you know him as kids. So you introduce us to each other. So that mutual party introduced us to each other. So I like took to him like, all right, cool. You're from around the way. Cool people. Younger than me. So he moved into my cell until he went to the box or something. Um, Now we anytime somebody moved in the cell with me, I didn't try to make them seem less than. And what I mean by that is I had a lot of stuff. So if you don't have a lot of stuff and I got a lot of stuff and I'm eating, I'm not gonna just let you watch me eat. I'm not gonna do that. So I share. And he's from around the way. So you're gonna live. To me, that was just a rule that, you didn't have to be special. He was from around the way, cool. But there was guys that I'm from the Bronx. There's guys that was from upstate, Brooklyn, Queens, Albany. I had guys from different places, same situation. As long as we're in here together, we're gonna have a camaraderie and we're gonna coexist together smoothly. Because eating a couple of sandwiches or some soups ain't gonna break me. So now that's to say that our friendship wasn't something long and tried and true and tested and all this stuff. It wasn't. We was in a cell together maybe a month before he did something stupid. Um Now, since I've been home 9 years. I met with him down in Manhattan. We went to in Harlem, went to a park. I met him at a park and stuff. We talked and kicked it and just seen how he was doing and everything. That was I think that was the only time I seen him sober. It might have been another time. But that this was years ago. Like I've been home 9 years. I'm talking at least 7 years ago. After that, I think it was another time. I'm not sure if it was just me talking to him or say I know I went down there to the park, but within the last 6 years, I can say that within certainty that anytime that I've seen him or spoken to him, he was inebriated. That's a fact. He came to my car wash before. Yes, now I got rid of the car wash in 21. So it was either 2020 or 2021. He came and he was smashed out of his mind, talking to me, crying, literally crying about it. I'm like, yo, listen, I felt bad for him. You know, somebody crying, you thinking they really in over it. And this is being honest. When I see a man cry and crying shamelessly, like don't care if you someone see him, this, that, and the third, I think of suicide. Like yo, he's at the end of his rope. Like, you know, if there's a death in the family or something, that's one thing, because then that's a reason. To me, that's anybody's reason to cry. But if you're crying because of circumstances, I'm low on money and this and that and the third, and you're crying, I'm thinking you're ready to kill yourself because I've been low on money before. Like, okay, like it's not a crying thing for me to do. It's a determined, like, be mad, like. So I'm 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 going to get to the good part, so to speak. So once I said that, and he was stuck about me saying what I'm supposed to do, grind to get money and just give it to you. He was stuck. So I was like, "Hey, where you live at?" He was like, "Lower East." I said, "Okay, that's a long way." Boom. He said, "Where you live at?" I was like, "Upstate." He's like, "Stay up there." So I start laughing because I'm thinking that he's joking. He's like, "You stay up there." I said, "You got to be joking." He's like, "Yo, this is true. I'm not making nothing up." He said, "Yo, you might got guns, but I got guns too." Now this is him talking. I'm not saying anything about guns. I'm like, "Yo, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what are you talking about?" Like, "Yeah, you better stay up there." So I'm like, "Now I won't give you no money. You want to talk like a gangster?" I was like, "Yo, you forgot who you talking to?" Because I I will come down there. Like, I have no problem coming to the Lower East Side to slap, to taste out your mouth. Like, I will travel there. I'll take an hour and a half drive to slap you in front of your building. Like, I got no problem doing that. Like, all the tough, Tony, if you're that tough, use some of your toughness to make some money. But be a bodyguard or something. But he started talking to tough. So I hung up on him. but it bothered me. And then he texts me, and then I text him back, call him a bum ass bitch. Um, and I'm saying all this to paint a picture. I already said this before. I'm gonna say this again. I've been home 9 years. He, I'm not sure if he got home before me or after me. I believe he got home before me, but he might have went back in. Um, I think that is the case. I think he got home before me and then went back in and did something short. Um, but here's a big thing that I want you all, anyone who watches this, I want you all to consider this. People that are incarcerated or they have done incarcerated, they've done incarceration bids with loved ones. Here's what you need to know. Some of you know this already. When people come home, the majority, the success rate is not good. And I was looking at statistics. So I seen about 46% of the people on parole, I'm talking about New York right now, successfully finish parole. Now, 46% is a little less than half. That's not great, but it's better than what I thought. Now, looking at it from that point of view, less than half can successfully complete it. Now, depending on what it is, because there's different levels of sentences. So if someone gets on parole and they have a year to do before they successfully complete it, their chances of successfully doing that becomes greater than someone who has 7 years to do. That's just mathematically. That's just how it goes mathematically. It's easier for somebody to walk the line 12 months or their parole officer to ignore them for 12 months than for someone to go 7 years. Okay. Now, out of the people who successfully complete the parole, now let's get to another level of success. How many people who've done prison bids can boast that they are a millionaire? That they forget that. The bar's too high right there. I shouldn't have started there. Um, that are all right, that have been gainfully employed and have a place to stay. Let's start minimum gainfully employed and you have a place to stay. Because I'm gonna use myself as an example to show that even I, and I'm not saying like I'm the best guy ever, but even I had the humble beginnings. I came home and I was staying with my father, so I had a room with my father. Now I didn't have a job, so I wasn't gainfully employed, and I didn't have stable. And what I mean by stable is meaning that I'm paying rent. Boom. So you have people who can get social services, welfare, whatever you want to call it, that you'll get them to pay for a room or a unit or whatever. Whatever. I don't care how you do it. As long as you have yourself somewhere to stay and you're gainfully employed. And when I say gainfully employed, you don't have to work for somebody. Even if you have your own stuff going on for yourself, if you have regular gigs, regular clients, where you're making a certain amount of money per month that you can count on, I'll consider that for the sake of discussion as being gainfully employed because I don't want to set the bar too high. I've I've known, been in contact with, I've helped helped out a lot of brothers that was locked up. Not just guys that I knew that was locked, because I helped guys that I knew that was locked up with me, that I hired. I helped them out. I also helped guys that I ain't know from a hole in the wall, but I knew that they was locked up. Some guys I could just look at and be like, "Yo, you look like you just walked out the jail," like, and helped out. And I felt good about it. And it's a multi-folded reason. Number one, if I help somebody who was locked up, it helped the community. Whatever community, when I was living in Mount Vernon, it helped that community because this is one less person, hopefully, one less person you got to worry about sticking somebody up or doing this, that, and the third. Um, Number two, these people, a lot of times, us same guys that done the prison bids, they're like the community influencers. And I'm gonna say that again, community influencers, because you have some of the younger people that look up to them and want to be like them. So if you put them in a positive position, the same people that's looking up to them will look up to what they're doing now. And it also is it ends up with a reflection on me. And I'm gonna give you an example. One of the guys that used to work for me, he was no longer working for me at the time, but he had walked past the car wash, and it was like midnight, and the car wash, the gate was open. It's like a garage, the bay, go up and down. I left it open. So he called me and was like, "Yo, what's going on? I see the garage, the door's open on the car wash." Now, when I was closing up, I went into the gas station and did something, forgot that I didn't pull it down. And then when I walked out the gas station, I just went home. Now, I had lived across the street down the block, so it wasn't like I had far to go. But these same guys that I looked out for, when things happen, they look out for me because they be, "Oh, Johnny used to do this for me or this, that, and the third." Boom. All right, cool. So it has another way of coming back to help you. You help other people, they help you. All right, cool. On the flip side, some of these same guys be thinking they're too tough for TV. And my thing is this, I'm going to be straight up with you. I am not a punk. And I'm going to be straight up and just call it like that. I'm not a bully either, but I'm not a punk. So when I help guys out, because I want to, not because I have to. And when someone tries to take that for advantage, it ends up with bad results. So, and I've done beat up a couple of my workers and slapped them and all that. I've done that. I'm not even going to sit here and pull no punches with it because guys got out of line. And I had to let them know, like, "Yo, hold on a second, bro. Like, this is, I'm still who I am, man. This is," and it's not like I am a violent person because I prefer to look at myself as nonviolent. But on the flip side, I am nonviolent, but I can go there. And then when I do go there, you don't want me to go there. I don't want me to go there. So when this dude started talking that stuff, it made me now, all right, I'm 200 pounds. I'm 6 feet, 200 pounds. This dude's like 5'6", 120. Like, I could literally slap him and put him in a hospital. I'm serious. I'm not even. I don't. Maybe not 120 because I haven't actually seen his weight since the last time I saw him. Boom. Thank you. Um. So, but his height ain't changed. So he's like probably like 5'6". I'm 6 feet, 200 pounds. Boom. I'm gonna give him 160. I'm gonna give him 160, and I think that's heavy. But just put I got him by like 6 inches and 40 pounds at least. And don't get mad at me for my success. Watch this. Listen to this. I've been living where I'm living at, been here for 4 years. January 14th was the anniversary to the date we closed on this house. What I wanted to establish my own traditions here, you know? And so, and this meant a lot to me. So I was like, okay, now we got the biggest house. So we can invite our family for Thanksgiving, Christmas, so on and so blah, 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 blah. Now, that sounded great when I first in January, that sounded great. When this was 2020, when we got there. So by the time Christmas rolled in, Thanksgiving, Christmas, we was already into COVID. So there wasn't no big nothing. But what I did discover is that it wasn't as simple as that. Me having the space and then everybody just, oh, let's go there. It wasn't as simple as that. What I realized is that, and this is to be nice to myself, I realized that people had their own traditions that they wasn't going to break for me. So, all right, let's say for instance, um, this person does Christmas there every year, or they host every year. They're not gonna, oh well, let's go over there. No, you the host. So I was like, all right, this is what I'll do. I'll create, because this is me creating tradition. I'll create a week where a weekend, a day, whereas I invite people, my closest friends and family, to the house after Thanksgiving, but before Christmas. So now you do whatever you do on Thanksgiving, you do whatever you do on Christmas, come to me in this time. Now, um, 2021, what's this? I invited some guys that was locked up with me. Now, I invited a handful of them. Now, this is to be straight honest with you. It's not like I'm sitting on 100 million and all this stuff, but from from my upbringing, you don't just bring anybody to your house. So I'm like, well, if I invite you to my house, I must trust you. And I had some ideas that I wanted to share that was business ideas that I believed would be helpful and lucrative. So I invited guys to the house, and every person I invited turned me down for whatever reason. And I'm saying for whatever reason is because I don't necessarily believe the reasons they gave me. So they could have been telling the straight up truth, but I didn't take to it because this is how I looked at it. I was like, yo, these are guys that walked the prison yard with me, literally, that walked the prison yard with me. And that was a part of my organization when I had one of the, I can't say one of the, I got to say one of the, because I'm not sure what everybody else was doing. Boom. I, I invited 5. I invited 5 guys. Boom. These are 5 guys that 4 of them walked the yard with me. The 5th one was in a box with me in a double cell. But he's all of them. No, one of them wasn't from around the way, but he walked the yard with me in prison. Everybody else was from the same neighborhood, and I had an idea that I figured would make us all rich. They didn't come, and my thing is, I was pissed off. I was walking the dog when the last person was, oh no, I ain't gonna be able to make it. I'm like, yo, back when I was a kid, they used to have, I don't know if this was stock or so, I don't remember. I remember the name, but I don't remember what it was attached to. It was somebody called E.F. Hutton. And the commercial was, when E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. Now, I was the guy in prison. Like I said, these guys used to walk the yard with me. I had one of the biggest drug operations in the prison. I'm talking about Auburn, just in case anybody knows. Boom. And it's like, and this is not me bolstering drug selling. I'm just keeping it real. So if you would participate with me in doing illegal activities and making pennies, because I was making thousands, but in prison, this is big deal. But compared to out here, it's nothing, nothing. So if I'm calling you to my house, you think I really just want to sit down with you and laugh and giggle and all that stuff? Look, these are those who know me, and this is a real statement. Those who know me, there's times when I call people and they don't answer. And you can imagine why a person doesn't answer. But one of the brothers was honest enough, and I really respect this, is he told me, yo, when I see your name pop up and I don't answer, it's because I ain't got nothing going on. I'm ashamed to talk to you. I respect that. I respect that. That's because he thinks so highly of me that he like, yo, I don't even want to talk to him if I ain't got nothing, a progress report, because he's definitely going to be talking about something. Okay, brokerage firms. Okay, well, thank you, Momo B. Um, that's the E.F. Hutton situation. So, but still, this same brother who said that, he's one of the people I invited. He didn't come, and I said, and this is when I said this. I said, yo, I'm gonna get a Bentley. That's when I said it. I said, I'm gonna get a Bentley. I said, because they'll listen then. They'll start listening. And I was already buying. I already bought my wife a Benz for Christmas that year. So I was like, yo, I'll hold off for a couple of months and I'll get the Bentley, because a lot of times people are influenced by results. They're result driven, and sad to say that a lot of the results are in the form of tangibles. Eh, I could tell you a whole lot of ways to make money, because I made a song, and one of the lines, 25 ways to make 25K. Somebody put in the comments, you should make that a segment or something like that. And I did that. And I've had other guys that I know. One guy that I know from the town, he was locked up with me. He reached out when I did that, said he was struggling, so on and so forth. He talked to me, told me what he was working with. Then I said, "How much?" Boom, I helped him out and put him on his feet, and he paid me back. So he was working with something though. Um, so my thing is this: I don't care where you know me from. You could have been in the nursery next to me on the day I was born. If you don't got nothing to offer, don't ask me for nothing. Period. And I don't. No, I'm saying that wrong because that don't even sound right to me. Um, let me rephrase that. If you're No, I sold a car wash a couple of years ago. I got a bunch of vending machines now. I Um, if you are in need of a loan and you do not have any income, there's no way you're gonna get it from me. And I'm talking about I'm gonna break it down, make it really, really, really easy. I help people out in the neighborhood of Mount Vernon that needed money for whatever. And I didn't give a damn because some of them needed money to play numbers. I don't care. Some needed food, you need numbers, food, cigarettes. I don't care. Boom. My only concern is when I'm going to get mines back. Boom. People, all right, well, I have Social Security or I have this, I have this. I don't care. As long as I know a date, I'm going to get it back or time, cool. I've helped people out. You come to me, oh, I need such and such. It could be a little bit of money. I need $40 to win. I don't know. You don't know. Well, I don't know when you can get it. Like you just on a wing and a prayer. And I'm gonna give you a great example of what made. I'm gonna give you a great example. Um, I remember I was trying to help somebody out, and they had some food stamps. So I was like, "Yo, I'll give you some money for food stamps, so I could buy some food." Boom. Of course, I get it at a place, so I get to get more food when I'm paying for. All right, gave him the money. No, not him. It was his wife. Um, gave her the money. She gave me the food stamp card. So she got the money already. I got the card. I went to go shopping. Now, I'm gonna tell you this for anybody who does this, this can be embarrassing, and not to mention it make you heated. Got to check out, food stamp card not working. All right, get the checkout, card not working. So instead of putting it all back, I pay for it in cash. I got cash. Now I go back. So now I go see the lady. What's up? Oh no, my husband's card. And I was like, well, it's not a big deal. Um, just give it back to me when you can. When can you do it? I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever have it. Yo, I feel I couldn't believe she said that. The first thing that went through my mind was slapping the shit. But I didn't do it. So I was like, let me see your husband because I'll slap him. So I went and seen him, and he said he'll take care of it, and then he disappeared. So the guy that introduced me to her, I made him pay. I was like, I'm not taking this loss, even though it was a small loss. I wasn't taking it. But this my point is I already had my set of woes, and that's not the only one. That's just like a little funny one, or where I've dealt with people who were dishonest about money, and it's a little bit of money. But then now they don't. I don't know when I'm having. I'll never have. So if you don't have an income, then don't come to me. So when someone imagine being a job owner, and you have somebody that's coming in applying for a job and they come in drunk, like, you know, like when I spoke to him in December, I said, I was having work done on a house. So he's like, yo, I need a job. You got anything for me? I said, unless you know any type of construction work. He said, I know how to do construction work. I said, oh, you do? Oh, where you did work at? He said, up north. I said, up north? What are you talking about? He said, oh, don't judge me, man. I said, no, what can you do? Like, and then he started, oh no, start trying to talk around it. I'm like, listen, if you learn to trade up north, that's one thing. And you got a certificate and all that. All right, fine. But now that you brought it up and I'm asking you, be able to follow that up with some articulate responses to allow me to believe that you're capable and competent enough to do the job. Couldn't do that. And I wasn't willing to waste my time to test him because I thought about that. Like, okay, if I could tell you to come up to the house and I say, all right, well, I got this, I got this, I got this. Put that together. Lay this floor down. And you start acting stupid, you're gonna make me want to do something to you. And like I said, I'm not a violent person, but from my past, this is the way I think. It's the way I think. Like, yo, why is the person thinking I'm a joke? Like, you gonna waste my time and come up here and fiddle around. And you really thought you was gonna come here and do some of this crap and walk away with some money? Are you serious? Now, it's one thing. Um, it's one thing how when I was doing jobs where I'm doing a clean out. So I'm going into a house, I'm throwing everything away. That's easy. You don't have to have no special skill to do that. Just follow directions. Come into the house, grab the stuff, bag it up. We take it out, load it in the truck, go to the dump, drop it off. No special skills. None. Other stuff I do is shoot cleaning and stuff. The average person, the average person that follows instructions can learn how to do that in one day. Now, dealing with renovations of houses, this is what this is what is in the realm of what is called a skill trade, meaning that most people that know how to do this, one or two ways. School, meaning they went to some type of schooling for it, or two, just by doing it. Like an apprentice, you get underneath someone, you work for somebody who knows how to do it, and you learn the trade while you're working for them. And then you're good enough to do it yourself. You might not have a contractor's license or nothing, but you know how to do all the stuff because you learned. Now, if you was in 6 months class in Attica, and you was there uh, 5 days a week for 6 months, 2 hours a day, it's but so much you're gonna learn. It's but so much you're gonna learn. So you got to come out and then apply it. So don't get mad at me when I and I'm saying all this, and I said this. I hope that I don't offend anyone, is because this really, it really pissed me off. It really made me look at like, yo, I evaluated a lot of stuff. The guys that I dealt with, former prisoners, that I think about how they approach me when they approach me. And I'm not going to say no names, but all right, it seems as if calling me, yo, I got, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do this. All right, cool. So that sounds, yeah, I need this. All right, you know, I need help with this. So you call me to say you need help with this. Basically, you need money. Now, all right, what's your credit score? Like, I can actually help you. What's your credit score? So on and so forth. Boom. How much you need? Oh, okay. What's your credit score? Oh, I hope you didn't think I was gonna. uh, You thought I was coming out my bank to. No, I can help you to get a loan, but in order for that to happen, there's certain things that have to be in line. You have to have income. You have to have a good credit score, and tax return, on and so forth. There's a term called vetted, VETTED, which basically means you've been verified, you've been checked, and you've been verified. So they could say, okay, well, we done checked this person. Their credit score is this, their income is this, so on and so forth. So we can expect to get X amount of money every month until the debt is paid. Now, here's what people think. Now, in a perfect world, this would be going on. Hey, I need 100,000. Sure. What do you need it for? If I get 100,000, it's going to put me in a position to buy this business, and then once I buy this business, I'm going to be making $12,000 a month. Boom! I can the business $100,000. I make $12,000 a month. I can pay you back in 24 months. In a perfect world, you get the money first. It puts you in a position to make money. Now you got money to pay back. Perfect world. This ain't a perfect world. In this world, they basically want to see that you're able to pay the money back before you even borrow it. So now on the flip side, I've helped people personal, like I told you, I helped people who needed money for to play numbers and to get some food. But I also helped people that was trying to save their business. So um my thing is, if you want to if you have a business and you want to get a loan to help your business, then you're on a whole nother level of playing field, because your business is in a position that makes money, hopefully. And even if it's a startup, we get some type of proof that it's a startup, and we'll see what we can do for you to help you. We see what we can do for you to help you to make things better. But don't come to me looking for some money for some Christmas gifts. You must be out of your mind. So, on a personal level, it's like you are totally out of the realm of reality. We're not doing that. We're not doing it. If you're mad about that, the only person you should be mad at yourself, because you're the one who put yourself in that position. My thing is this: if you can afford to buy something to drink, you can get yourself sober and get yourself stable enough to get a job. I don't, you know, life can be hard. You know, condolences if you lost a loved one, because I have, and I've had my ups and downs. Like for real, I've had my ups and downs, struggles. So if someone loses a loved one and they're depressed and stressed, I can't even sit here and talk like, oh, well, get over it. Because I used to actually think that. I used to see how some people post some stuff and it'd be a year or something after. I'd be like, oh my gosh. I don't say it, I don't make no comments, but I'd be thinking like, you just leave this alone now. Like, but now I understand. Um, I'm not the one to do that, to be posting it, but I understand. Um, but as far as you wanting the world to sympathize with you, now you have to be more realistic. You have to be more realistic, because if I lost my father, and if I went around in a bad mood, trying to disrespect people or this, that, and the third, and every time I'm called on it, I'll be like, "Oh, I lost my father." I'll be like, "Listen, bro, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm not going to let you keep disrespecting me and using that as an excuse." So, like, bro, I blocked him, because I look at it as, when it comes down to, and I took in ART, which is aggression replacement training, and I took AVP, which is alternative to violence program. I took violence programs in prison, and I've learned that there's something that is called triggers, and those things is what puts me in a position where violence becomes an alternative. And so I don't like to be disrespected, and especially, you have nothing to show that you can pay me back. But when I say I'm not going to lend you money, you want to be disrespectful. To me, that was a trigger. So I was like, instead of running the risk of him going back and forth and disrespecting me, and I know me, because if you're going to go back and forth disrespecting me, and I'd be like, yo, listen, bro, like, you know what? I was wrong. What you need, bro? Like, we too cool to be going through this, that, and the third. What you need? Okay, boom. I'm gonna come see you. I'm gonna give it to you. And I come over there, I slap the taste out of his mouth. And I'm like, no. So before we get to that, let me just block this, so I don't have to go through this no more. I don't have to put my hands on him, and we ain't gotta go, it ain't gotta go no further. But when I deal with, I want to give some shout outs, because my thing is, no, I did not finish what I was saying. I've had other guys that was locked up with me that want to call me. They want to see if I have anything work. Got something available. So basically, you just want to see if you can make some money off me. And then sometimes you got to just look at things for what it is, because it's like, there's no other way to look at it. It's not like, okay, well, listen, we can no matter how you stir the pot, the stew still has the same ingredients. You want to say, okay, well, I can help you by doing this and doing this and doing this. All that is called as a pitch. It's a bunch of words. So you shooting your pitch at me to see if I let you in. I let you in, you come in with a salary. Like, you gotta get paid. So it's like, yo, once I'm in, I'm in. I get paid. Regardless of whatever the result says, I'm gonna get paid. So I'm like, yo, why is it that instead of bringing something to the table, you just want to come to the table with your fork and spoon? Like, bring something to the table. Because it's like, and even with posts, guys have stuff going on. And this is something important I want y'all to notice. You can have someone on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever that you don't know from a hole in the wall. They post something, you like it, you share it. I thought that was cute, or that was funny, or that was insightful. Whatever's, because I do that with all types, cute, funny, insightful. I may share it. Now, somebody like, pass, or don't even like. Sometimes people don't even like this. They know you, they don't even like it. Just look at it and keep going. It's like, how come we don't even support ourselves? Like, all this stuff I got going on, and not everybody, but some of these guys that know me want to be down. Why don't you help me to promote it? Help me to market it. Help me to do this and the third. I've had people pitch to me, and I didn't even know it was a pitch. Like, yo, I can help you because it was a family member. Like, I can help you this, that, and the third. When I had the car wash, I can help you, so on and so forth. So I was thinking, yo, this is a family member saying they can help me. Okay, I'm listening. They gave me some cards, like, it's information, this, that, and the third, and then you become a client. I was like, I look like, huh? Like, can't be serious. We can do this, that, and the third. Yo, I've heard this. I've heard this before. Now, this is the real deal. I've been smooth talk before. So that being said, it becomes easier to hear and see the person coming because there's a lot of legit businesses, and they're legit to the point whereas they can stay in business, but their business practices are not that nice. And what I mean by that is, um, for instance, I had a guy come to the car wash. Me and him is we cool, but he came to the car wash. Oh, yo, I do this, that, and the third, and I can have your business on the back of the receipts at Stop and Shop for $300 a month. Didn't seem $300 a month is nothing. Boom, they enter into a contract. So the contract is for a year. So 300 times 12, that's $3,600. Now, $300 a month, when you look at it, like I can make over $300 in one day. So that's not a big deal. But when you look at it and this is me keeping it real, I spent $3,600 in a year and didn't make $100 from the promotion. So, and all right, I'm gonna say I didn't make $200. That way, I'm sure I'm right. I might have made $100, and they can be like, "Listen, we ain't the ones that write the ad. You write it. We just put what you tell us to put." And so they can take away the blame. Like, there's no blame on me. It was there. I see. I went to Stop and Shop and bought something and seen my thing on the back of the receipt. I saw it. And like I said, in the year when 3 people came with it, I know it was there. But I spent $3,600 to get 3 customers that probably would have came anyway. And if they didn't come, so what? At $3,600, I'll take that over the 3 customers. So you have, I had another, and this is just me. I can give you some of these horror stories. Boom. Another situation. Um, and this is another business practice. I could do a show on that. These people with their funny business practices calling you and saying it's a job opportunity. So thinking that you're coming for something, or I got a contract for you, or this, that, and the third, I can help your business come. And then, okay, this another, yeah, yeah, 3,600, it's like 300 a month again. Boom. Uh, I didn't make $1 off that. Not $1 for a year. It's, oh, you're gonna be on our site, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. You look up the site, the site exists. What they're doing, I don't know, but it exists. You could look up the Better Business Bureau. They might have some complaints, but they're a legit company. So when they take your money and they don't do whatever you complain or whatever, boom. And uh, another company, here's one that I dealt with, and this is I'm gonna say this company's name because this company is well known. Um, and I've had good and bad, so I'll say it because at least I made money from this company. The company was called HomeVisor / Angie's List. I became a pro on that because I felt it would help me to get clients, and it did. I was doing um yard work, yard maintenance. I was doing interior cleaning, exterior cleaning. I put myself down for a variety of services. I once it's kind of like it's kind of like Uber for businesses. You get a lead where somebody asks for a service. That's called a lead. They'll put the lead out there in their universe of people contacts, and when it pops, you got to call. Now you're not the only one that get that lead. It's like how the Family Feud survey says, and you got to be the first one to get it. Boom, but not just two people. It could be 10 of y'all. And some people that are potential clients, they will be willing to talk to more than one person. So being the first one to call doesn't always make you a winner, but it gives you an advantage. But here's the deal. When you call, you get charged. So let's just say that this particular job, and I'll start off relatively cheap. This particular job costs $15 for the lead. Okay. So boom, $15. You call a person, they say, I'll think about it. Is this a number I could call back? All right, cool. Because there's a way that you could text them and all that. So you hang up. You're not sure if you got the lead, but you're charged that $15. Bam. And then five other people call. They get $15 from all of y'all. And maybe they select somebody, maybe they don't. But the point is, if they do select somebody, the other five spent the $15 and they're done. So what I realized, because they say you could put a cap on how much you spend, but if they recommend that you um, put your cap at like $1,000 a month because they trying to rake you. So I'm like, then I seen a way because I did get some work. I did. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I did get some, but I got tired of racing to call these people and then missing some, still getting charged. That really pissed me off. And what was really annoying is, this is a true example. Let's say I'm busy, because at the time I was doing that. I'm a hustling dude. Like, when I'm working on a documentary, so you you'll get more details about a lot of stuff that I did um during my course, and so I'll be doing Uber Eats and have the home advisor thing going too. So I could be busy doing something, and then this home advisor thing pop. I don't got time to call. So whoever else is in the stream, they can call. But then I'll get a notification later on that I didn't call that number. So it's still prompting me to call. So guess what? I called, like, okay, well, maybe it's still hope for me to call since I missed it. Maybe it's still hope for me to call. You know what that call did? That call just got them to charge me. That's it. Because half the time when I called already, they said, all right, I already got somebody. Thank you. Boom. Now, here's the worst part. No, I won't get to the worst part first. Um, I got tired of that. So I was like, yo, listen, there's something wrong with this, because there's a couple of times that I called, and the number that I called said they didn't request anything, and I still got charged. So I was like, hold on a second. Y'all charging me for false leads. Either y'all gave me the wrong number, or something, but the point is, y'all owe me some money. And instead of giving me my money back, they give me credit. And credit is not the same as having your money back, because credit can only be spent with them. I can't go into Stop and Shop and spend your credit. So I got to the point where I was like, yo, I can't do this. So they was like, well, you could manage it better and just put it for it was like a specialized thing. Whereas instead of it just popping for any lead that come, I could deal with the settings and set it so that only specific, you could tailor it more specific. And if people request, it was some tailoring that made it more specific. It made it more expensive, but it made it less as a rat race. Um, I've got clients, and the best thing about what I did with this experience is that I kept the clients. So a lot of the clients I got was for um landscaping when I was doing yards. So they became repeat clients. It wasn't like, okay, every once in a while I had a one timer, but most of the people that I got, they use me over and over. Even if some people use me once or twice a year for the cleanup and spring cleanup, um, and some was using me every week or twice a month, and so I was making money like that. And why am I even talking about this? Oh, because I was talking about the bad business practices. Oh yeah, so let's get to that. So what I learned, because they started their crap again, they started giving me, because I streamed down no $1,000 a month. I streamed it down. So like, yo, even if I lose track, you're not going to be able to get me but so much. I was turning my leads off for a certain, so you can't charge me with nothing, because I don't want nothing. And then I'll turn it on for a certain period of time. And it was certain ways that I was manipulating the system to be able to help me. But then it was like every time I get a lead, it's a bad lead. I call the people. Oh, we didn't ask for that. We don't do that. So it was like I was getting too much. It became, yo, I'm not getting good leads anymore. It's like I'm just spending hundreds of dollars on phone calls. And I'm like, yo, I haven't had a good lead in months, but I'm spending money. The only reason why this is becoming anything is because I have the people that I got already that's making I'm making money. So I'm like, I might as well stop this and just deal with the people that I got. And they tried to give me some more credit, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, the credit don't matter because I have to spend the credit with you and you keep giving me bad leads. So then we end up back to square one. Like, so I ended up saying, F you and your credits. I'm out of here. And I just stepped off. And then they came back because Angie's leads. Like, it's like, yeah, listen, this is Home Advisor. It's the same business. Like, y'all own Home Advisor. Like, oh, well, we can do this, that, and the third. Like, no, you can't. You are the same company with a different name. I already know that y'all were partners, so I'm not working with you. They try to come back and somebody else can, oh, I can get you, show me a magazine spread. We can put you in this magazine and we got 3,600 homes in a wealthy community and this and the community. And it looked impressive. And I went, I met this guy at an expensive hotel. Here's the gimmick. And I'm telling you all this because I don't want you to be impressionable. Because if you're impressionable, you will fall for some of this stuff. We're at an expensive hotel. Now picture this. We're at an expensive hotel in the lobby, meaning you don't have to pay to get into the lobby. Um, I meet him in the lobby. We sit down. They got a seating area, you know, not the actual lobby when you walk in the door, but they got an area where you could sit down if you're a patron or if you're waiting, so on and so forth. So sat down, he had his computer and all this stuff. Boom. So if someone is impressed by the hotel, you will be starstruck already and then start thinking, oh, well, this guy's big deal, big money, blah, blah, blah. No, he didn't even pay to get in here. You even have people who do presentations at hotels where they actually pay for the space. He didn't even pay for the space. He's sitting here for free with his laptop, showing me some magazines and saying, I can put your business here, blah, blah, blah. Got me to sign a contract. And so I went home and thought about it. And then I was like, nah, I ain't doing that. So I was supposed to give him some specifications about what I want as my ad. So I called him. I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. He was like, Johnny, you signed the contract. I said, so? It don't matter. He said, no, but you signed a contract. You got. I said, listen, I didn't give you the ad. The ad is done. How the ad is done? I didn't give you the ad. We did it already. We already got it for print. I was like, yo, how do you have an ad ready for print that I never gave you? He's like, oh, listen, we will show it to you and then you will approve it and then we'll run it. I'm like, no, I don't want it. He's like, what's the problem, Johnny? You don't have the money? Is that the problem? So now he's trying to play me as far as my ego. I'm like, no, it ain't about the money. I don't think this is the right fit for me. Come on, Johnny. Is it about the money? You don't got the money? You could just, it's like I ain't got nothing about the money, man. I don't see, I don't see me being able to do this. All right, Johnny, I'm saying you signed a contract. Like, so I'm like, yo, listen, I'm telling you that I'm not doing it. I'm not approving no ad. I didn't give you an ad, and I'm not doing this. You're not getting no money. Well, we already charged the card. I was like, that's all right. You can give me that money back. I can go to the bank and get that back. I said, but Johnny, you signed the contract. I was like, listen, bro, you want to meet back at that hotel? Because I'm telling you, I'm not doing it. And that's it. So if you want any problems, you're like, yo, why you got to sound like that, Johnny? It's not like. I said, well, listen, I told you I'm not doing it. You can't force me to do it. I don't care about signing a contract because I know something about law. Contract is a meeting of the minds. If there's something that I didn't know about with signing a contract, that makes it unenforceable. If you didn't give me everything I'm supposed to get, it's unenforceable. If I'm supposed to give you an ad and I don't give it to you, then we didn't conclude what we have to do with the contract. So forget the contract. So, good thing that I started thinking legal because I started thinking street, and it scared him a little. But he still tried to run that legal stuff on me. But once I told him that, he relented. I got my money back from the deposit, and because it sounded good. You're in a hotel. You're talking about the good neighborhoods because I was seeing if I could get into doing work in New Jersey in affluent neighborhoods, and it sounded good. But I really thought about it like, yo, the stuff that I've been through already, spending this little bit of money per month, but it starts adding up, and it they tell it to you and make it sound so easy. Like, yo, listen, um, you're gonna spend like $1,000 a month, but you're gonna make like 10 a month. So you'd be like, ooh, $10,000 a month, like just doing that. Oh my gosh. So you get hype. And their their disclaimer is saying it's gonna take like 3 months for you to hit. So that gives them a 90-day window where you can't even complain because they already told you it's gonna take like 90 days for the buzz to kick in. So if you're spending $1,000 a month, um, for 90 days, because it was complicated. It was a certain amount to get in, and then depending on your package, you can increase. So if you're spending $1,000 a month, and then after 3 months, um, the fourth month, you don't get your proper results, and you say something, guess what they're gonna say? Well, results are, a case by case basis. Maybe yours is a little slower. So they're gonna string you on for a few more months. And when you're in a certain degree and you like, yo, listen, I gotta stay in because I hate to pull out now when I'm about to hit pay dirt. So next thing you know, you're in 6 months, and then you got to get to the point where you like, I gotta cut the cord. But then how much money have you done lost before you decide to say, can't do it no more? So it happens that way. But my thing is this: these guys don't know about all the stuff that I go through. They don't know about all this times I done got beat in the head and conned and took and all this. So I've learned. So now I'm not gonna I might know you, but you ain't gonna come smooth talk your way and what? Are you serious? You coming to smooth talk? I'm not gonna go through all this. And part of me paying my dues was taking those losses too. That's part of me paying my dues, taking them losses, taking it on the chin, and moving on because At the end of the day, a lot of this business stuff is like a gamble. You got to spend some money to make some money. You just have to spend your money wisely and make the proper decision so that you can end up with a benefit. So if you know me and you need money and you need money for personal reasons, don't call me. Let's make this nice and easy. Don't call me. Don't even think about calling me. If you need money for business reasons and you have a business, you can call me. If you have your credit scores up, you can call me. If your credit score is not up, you can still call me. We might be able to do something. If you think I'm going to come out of my pocket to help you, and I've done this before, so it's not like I haven't done it before. It, I'm less likely to do it now than I've done in the past, and because I've done it for people I know. I've done it for people I didn't know, so I'm not even going to sit here and lie. Um, but the likelihood now is no. It's because I have access to a lot of money, and I want to help people, but I want to help people who are are in line to receive it. You're not going to roll out of the bed and be like, "Oh, I'll call him." No, you don't have nothing. And what I mean by that is you don't have your ducks in a row. Get your credit score in order. Get your business certificate. Get your business together. Start generating something. Even if you don't generate nothing, get your business together. Get your business plan together, and then we can formulate a plan of how to make this happen. But if you think I'm going to help you pay your rent, and this is me telling the truth. People, yo, I need help with my rent. I need help with my car insurance. I need help with it. You need a job. I mean, my job don't pay me to such and such. Well, somehow you was paying it before. So what changed? This is what happens. People have what is called a budget, and then they'll go beyond their budget. And then, am I supposed to help you out? Here's the thing: 9 times out of 10, if you went beyond your budget just now and you need a loan, the loan is not a part of your budget. So that means your loan puts you beyond your budget once again. So that means something is going to suffer. That's the truth. Just think about it like that. Let's put it like this. Let's use some real numbers. Let's say you got $3,000 a month that you're working with. I'm just using small numbers, which has a person's rent and utilities and phone, because it really ain't too much after that. Um, and then car insurance, and then you blow it. You blow your car insurance on something else that ain't rent or utilities. So that's an extra variable that got put into the equation. So you get a loan to cover your car insurance, which now makes the loan as an extra variable in the equation. So the next month when it comes to rent, utilities, and car insurance, now you have the loan as an extra variable, which means what's going to suffer? Is the loan going to suffer? Or are you going to pay the loan and be short on the rent and utilities or the car insurance? Like, let's keep it real. If you have certain things coming up, like tax season coming up, oh, I got my taxes coming up, blah, blah, blah. And that may be true. Boom, that may be a bailout. A lot of people use that to get them back on their feet, so to speak, or get them over the hump or whatever, make up for Christmas or whatever. All right, cool. But after that's done, and then you blow your budget, where do you go from there? Like, so things to think about. But I'm just saying this because Oh, I didn't want to sit here and seem like I'm crapping all over incarcerated and formerly incarcerated brothers because one bum played himself. But I wanted to point out that a lot of brothers that come home will think that people owe them something. I have, since I've been home 9 years. When I first came home, I had some lawsuit money. So I had some money when I came home. I had some thousands. So I came home, I was giving money away. $20 here, $20 there. Bums on the street, beggars, boom. Ran into somebody on a train. I was on my way to Connecticut. Dude was talking all this, I'm locked up. Just came home, blah, 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 blah. Me and him was talking for a little while. Boom. I gave him some money. Gave him $20. Like, and told him, he was all in tears and everything. To tell him, yo, listen, man, don't give up. Do your thing. And it's like I said, I had just came home. So I didn't have much time home. I was like, yo, I just came home too, so on and so forth, boom, boom, boom. I ran into another guy in Mount Vernon on the streets. I didn't give him nothing. He wanted to be too tough for TV. He did, in my mind, which is a major faux pas. He name dropped. I don't give a damn who you knew upstate. Half the names he named, I did not know. I knew of the names, but I didn't know the people. So therefore, there's no influence to me. Oh, such and such, my man, such and such. I'm not in the gang culture. So most of those names are known because of the gangs. But they were not my running partners on it. Like, yo, I'm gonna throw a brick and I'm this, that, and the third. I was like, all right, you be safe. Boom. He's like, yo, you want to buy some food stamps? I was like, nah, I'm all right. Well, I actually was about to hit him because he started following me. And I was thinking, yo, he going to try to rob me. Before he tried to rob me, I'm going to hurt him. And he gave up as far as following me. But I had to like square off. Like, and I don't mean I threw my hands up. I just turned around like, yo, like, what's up? Like, I ain't got nothing for you. Like, he kept following me up and down the block, talking about he getting ready to do something. It, to me, is like he was indirectly telling me you getting ready to rob me. You saying you getting ready to rob something. And I'm like, all right, see you later. Like, you gonna end up back in jail. But see you later. You following me, talking about you getting ready to rob something. You getting ready to get hurt, messing with me. But he went about his business. And my thing is, a lot of brothers who come home, they have the wrong mindset. So when I do run into brothers who do their thing or they support other brothers, shout out to Life After Prison System. It's a podcast that I was a part of. I'm going to be a part of that again on February 10th. They shine a light on brothers that did time in a positive light. And I appreciate that. I appreciate them shining light because a lot of times they talk about the negative stuff we do, and they don't give us our due when we do some stuff right. And there's a lot of clowns out here in this circus of a world. So we have to actually tilt our hats to the stand up gentlemen, stand up ladies in the world. So I'm going to shut it down. But like I said, in another post, I'm a loan broker. I help people get money. If you want to get with me, don't matter where you at, doesn't matter what state you at or whatever, we can link up. You can connect with some of the businesses in your area, seeing if they need money. You can be uh, a a lead broker. You can push the leads to me. You'll get a percentage of what, if there's a loan, you'll get a percentage of the commission that comes from that loan. And it's, if you're a people person, it's better. But if you're not, all you really have to do is know how to say a few words. Hey, how you doing? Everything all right? Small talk. And how's business? Thinking about expanding. Um, depending on what they're doing, they may need some inventory. They may want to expand. They they may want to start up. It might be a business that just opening up. They need some funds. If there's something with that deals with invoices, like a small trucking company, like listen, you have invoices that you want to get rid of, help somebody, have somebody to help you to fund that, or a staffing company, like people that do the job for programs and help people get jobs, can help them to pay their payroll. They get the payroll funded, and they send the clients the invoices. There's more to that. There's a whole lot more to that. So this would have to be another whole video to explain certain things, but it would be better if you would stick to a certain type first, and then as you feel more familiar, you can move on and try this or try that. But to try to jump in and learn everything at the same time, it can become overwhelming. But it can become a nice little stream of income that can become a regular thing, and you can live. We all can live, and that's my point. Instead of sitting around with your hand out, asking or begging, ask what you can do. How they say, ask not what you can do. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. All right. At any rate, I'm going to shut it down on that. Y'all have a good night. Be safe. Peace.